Good evening and welcome, Birmingham. Tonight we are so excited to be here to have a wonderful evening. You may not be able to see my friends yet, but we're going to talk to some really special people in just a moment. But we are here for bedtime stories, all to support bedtime stories for a better Birmingham. So you're here tonight, I'm here, but we also have lots of fun friends that are going to join us for all of our bedtime stories, and we even have on our pajamas. So if you're watching, go ahead and slip into your PJs as well. Tonight's event is hosted by STAIR's Junior Board, which is raising money. You can donate tonight, and the money goes to buy books and to also provide tutoring for children in our community, 50 hours of tutoring here in our community. So you can just always click that donate button that you see right below. So let me tell you about some of the things we're looking forward to tonight and some of our friends that you'll be hearing stories from. We're going to see some very familiar faces: Jack Warrior, Dino Posey, Dr. Michael Sag, Ashley M. Jones, Malcolm Mitchell, and Sir Charles himself, Charles Barkley, is going to be sharing a story with us this evening. And we're also going to have a very special message from Miles College President Bobby Knight. So I'm excited for a big fun night. We're going to have so much fun. Make sure you invite your friends to join us tonight. You can just click the share button, and that will be that many more of us having fun and hanging out. So keep in mind, we're here to support a very wonderful cause this evening. Students in our community sadly are struggling with reading, but through one-on-one after-school tutoring, the STAIR of Birmingham program empowers first and second graders with the tools to read better. And you know, if you read better, you can dream bigger, because every child deserves to read on a grade level. So before our first bedtime story, you can hear my special guest, but I want to introduce you to two very special friends of the STAIR program. We have Nicholas, who is a STAIR student, and we also have Ava, Nicholas' little sister. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Ava. Oh, okay. Hi, Nicholas. So you brought some of your favorite books here with you. So tonight is all about reading bedtime stories, and we all know how important it is to be able to be a great reader. What makes those your favorite books?
Excuse me.
Reading them. Reading them. Do you get it? Yes, Ava?
What is that for?
Well, that's a great question, Ava. That is where we're raising money. And so Ava has brought up a good point. As you donate, you will see these numbers go up and up and up, I hope. So Ava, you can check this board out, and when you see the numbers change, you can tell us, because we're here to raise money tonight for STAIR of Birmingham, so other readers like Nicholas can find their way and all their new adventures in books. Ava has in her hand Clifford the Big Red Dog. I know that was one of my favorite book series growing up. And Nicholas has the Cat in the Hat from Dr. Seuss characters. So we've been in here talking about some of our favorite books. And so Nicholas, when you're reading a book, it's exciting to just be able to read them on your own. You remember when you were a little kid and you can read by yourself, right? So does it make you feel more powerful that you can read your own books to yourself? Do you ever get a chance to read books to Ava?
Yes.
And is she starting to learn how to read too?
Yes.
That's exciting. I know when I first started learning how to read, I really started feeling like, you know what, I can probably change the world. You'll get there. Okay. So tonight we're going to start with our first story. You ready to start with our first bedtime story? Yes. Okay. Our first bedtime story is going to be read to us by one of CBS 42's favorite anchors, Jack Warrior. And he's going to tell us a story about Elephant and Piggy. And this is a really cute book that talks about the importance of saying thank you. That's it, Ava. We're going to hear that story now.
Hi, I'm Jack Royer from CBS 42. I anchor the morning news from 4:30 in the morning to 7 on Channel 42. But today I'm going to be reading the Thank You book, which was written and illustrated by Mo Willems. So here we go. Let's see how it goes. The Thank You book starts with, I am one lucky pig. Let's see if he is. I have a lot to be thankful for. I had better get thanking. I'm going to thank everyone who's important to me. Everyone? Everyone. No way. You'll forget someone. You'll forget someone important. I will thank everyone. It will be a thank-o-rama. Wow. Off I go. Squirrels. Piggy. Thank you for your great ideas. Aw, shucks, the squirrels say. Snake. Piggy. Thank you for playing ball with me. Look at the little hug there. The pigeon. Thank you for never giving up. And I am so sorry you do not get to be in our books. That's what you think. Thanking is nice, but you will forget someone. I will not. Mouse, birdies, rhino, hippo's big sister, barky dog, pelican, bear, hippo, worms. Thank you all for being great friends. Aw, they say collectively. See that, Gerald? I am a thanking machine. Piggy, you have forgotten someone important. Do not worry, Gerald. My next thanks will be a big one. Good, Gerald says. Thanks, whale. You are nice. So are you, says the whale. Ice cream penguin, thank you for your ice cream. It's what I do, says the penguin. Piggy. Dr. Cat, thank you for being a great doctor. You're welcome. Piggy. Brian Bat, thank you for drawing with me. That was fun, Brian Bat says. Piggy. You're forgetting someone very important. Really? Oh, now I know who you're talking about. The flies. Thank you for cooking with me. Anytime, dude, the flies say. Not the flies, Piggy. I cannot think of anyone else I have forgotten to thank, Gerald. Oops, I goofed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Elephant Gerald. You are the best friend a pig could have. That means a lot to me, Piggy, but I did not think that you've forgotten me. Who did I forget to thank? Our reader. You forgot to thank our reader. You are right. Thank you for being our reader. We could not be us without you. You are the best. You did it. Great thanking, Piggy. Thanks to you. Yep, I am one lucky pig. And that is the thank you book by Mo Willems. Y'all have a great night.
Well, wasn't that a great story? And thank you so much for Jack Royer sharing that with us. And hopefully you enjoyed our first book. So you may have noticed, as Ava pointed out, we have a big board behind us. And so not only are we here to enjoy each other's company and friendship and bedtime stories, we're also here to raise money for a very worthy and important cause, that's STAIR of Birmingham. So now if you look at the board, you can see we're tracking the total amount raised. Right now we're at $13,659, and we also have a little friendly competition going on. So right now, Maggie Baker is our top fundraiser at $1,193, and in second place is Jennifer Townsend at $940. But we also have another competition going on, most social, and right now Katie Baker is the most social with the most shares and engagement at 119, followed by Jennifer Townsend. So we're seeing those numbers go up. We want to keep seeing those numbers go up. And right now we're going to talk about what those numbers do. I'm joined now by Karen Griner, who is the CEO of STAIR Birmingham. Welcome.
Thank you.
I will say welcome. Welcome to your own event.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting.
Thanks for having me. So as we're talking to young people like Nicholas and Ava, and the whole point of us being here tonight, talk to me about when you're raising money, what does this money go to do?
Well, tonight we are raising money to not only provide one-on-one tutoring for our students, but also to buy them books to send home. Last year during the pandemic, when most of all of our students were virtual, they didn't have the STAIR library at their homes, so we sent it to them so that they had these books that are in part of our curriculum to read with their tutors online. And it was just such a great thing that these kids got their looks of excitement on their face when they opened up their books. We wanted to keep doing that. So even though we were back in person this year and we have these books in our new site libraries, we're sending them to the children so they can have it in their own home libraries to read when they are done with tutoring.
I love that. So you're looking at this number and you have a number in mind. You have a goal that we want to reach tonight. What is that number?
I would like to hit $20,000.
$20,000. And
We
so
can
that
beat it
means if
even
you're
better.
watching right now, you need to click that donate button. Any and all amounts will go to that total and will be very much appreciated. What are some of the books that we'll be hearing tonight, and what are some of the books that some of your students really love?
Well, we have some up here. Of course, we just read the thank you book, the Let the Children March. We're going to hear from your own book,
Yes,
So
this
Much
is my
Love to
book.
Give, and All of Us. So there are many, many books. There's about 20 books that the children are getting, and there's about 50 or so books in our libraries. However, a lot of those books are actually compilations, so there's maybe 5 or 6 or 7 stories, so they're actually getting a lot more stories in a single book.
So we're seeing this number go up. We want to continue to see it to go up all evening as we hear these wonderful stories. So let's just say I've never heard of STAIR. Tell me about how many students STAIR serves and what does STAIR do in the community?
Sure. STAIR has been around since about the year 2000, and we provide one-on-one after-school tutoring with trained volunteer tutors. This just helps first and second graders in Birmingham improve their reading skills. Our mission is for them to read better and dream bigger. And just having that mentorship and that relationship with the tutor, having them partner with the children is really empowering and helps them really enjoy reading and finding a love for reading. And we just want to make sure that we help them however we can. Currently we have about 170 students, which is lower than we usually have. Because we need more volunteers.
Okay.
Normally, and it's because of the pandemic, we're just having fewer volunteers, but we are following safety guidelines and things have been going really well. We just need more volunteers to sign up for us and we can serve more children. I myself am tutoring and it's been a blast. I've never done it before, but I've already just, starting to get to know my student. We've been working together for a few weeks now and it's a great experience. So love for you to come and sign up. Just go to the stairbirmingham.org/tutor link, and we will take it from there. Just fill out the short form.
Well, that's lovely because if you can't donate any money, you can possibly donate some time.
Definitely.
You can go to the website, stairbirmingham.org/tutor, fill out the form, and then you guys will be in touch. So if someone's watching right now and you're thinking, how can I be a part of this wonderful organization? I couldn't imagine the joy of being able to tutor a young person into being a more confident reader because I know the power of being able to read. And especially here in Alabama, it's definitely a need we have, for sure. So now it's time for another story. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Karen, and thanks again for inviting me to hang out with you. All right, so it's time for another bedtime story. Next up, we have Dino Posey, another friend of mine. Since 2003, Dino has been a Regions Bank executive by day, but a stand-up comedian by night. He captures his audiences with his hilarious take on the world and just the truth of everyday life. And so he has worked along some of the bigger names that you've heard of, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Sinbad, Chris Tucker. And tonight he's joining us to read a hilarious book about two friends, Triangle and Square.
Hello, boys and girls, moms and dads, little sisters and big brothers, aunts and aunties, grandmas and grandpas, anybody that's tuned in to the STAIR reading program this evening. My name is Dino Posey, and I have the pleasure of reading this great book called Triangle. This book was written by Matt Barnett and John Klassen. Let's find out about the story of Triangle. This is Triangle. This is Triangle's house. Triangle's house looks a lot like Triangle. This is Triangle in his house, and this is Triangle's door. There's a lot of triangles here. One day, Triangle walked out his door and away from his house. He was going to play a sneaky trick on Square. How interesting is that Triangle has a friend named Square. He's going to play a trick on him. He walked past small triangles and medium triangles and big triangles. He is on a mission. He walked past shapes that weren't triangles anymore. There were shapes with no names, all kinds of shapes, round, rectangular, all kinds of shapes. He walked until he got to a place where there were squares. I gotta figure his friend Square lives close to here. Still thinking of his sneaky trick, he walked past big squares and medium squares and small squares until he got to Square's house. Now, said Triangle, oh, he's excited now. He's about to play a trick. I will play my sneaky trick. I wonder what he's gonna do. Triangle walked up to Square's door and said, just like a snake. Square was afraid of snakes. Oh me, oh my, said Square. Go away, you snake. Leave my door. Said Triangle. Oh dear, 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 said Square. How many snakes are out there? 10 million? Go away, snakes. Square is clearly afraid of snakes. I am too. Let's see what happens. Triangle had hissed so much that he could not hiss anymore. He was laughing too hard. Triangle, said Square, is that you? Yes, said Triangle. I know you're afraid of snakes. I played a sneaky trick on you. You ever played a trick on your mom or dad, your sister or brother, and it was so funny? Square clearly was not happy about this. Square ran after Triangle, past small squares and medium squares and big squares. Oh, the chase is on. He ran past the shapes with no names, past the big triangles and the medium triangles and even the small triangles. He was chasing Triangle. Up to Triangle's house and right through the door. He ran him all the way home, almost through the door. You're stuck, Triangle laughed and laughed. Square was stuck in the door, and Triangle laughed and laughed. Then he stopped. His house was all dark. Triangle was afraid of the dark. It's too dark, said Triangle. You're blocking my light. Go away. You block. Leave my door. It was Square's turn to laugh now. I know you're afraid of the dark. Now I have played a sneaky trick on you. You see, Triangle, this was my plan all along. But do you really believe him? Do you really believe that that was Square's plan all along? What do you think? The end.
Thank you, Dino. That was an interesting, fun story, wasn't it? What's even more fun and interesting is our leaderboard. We're keeping an eye on it, and we are so excited to see those numbers going up. Thank you so much if you have already donated, but don't forget, you still have time to still donate. And you can also go to the website to make sure you give your information to possibly become a tutor. If money ain't your thing, you got time, we need that too. So let's take a look. Maggie is still in the lead at $1,193, but Jennifer Townsend has now hit the $1,000 mark, and that is followed by Katie Baker in third place. Most social is Katie Baker. And look at that number going up right now where we're talking about it. That's pretty exciting. We're up to $14,421. Thank you guys so much for donating. Keep donating. Share bedtime stories tonight, and so that way your friends and family can also donate. Don't forget, we have a goal tonight of $20,000. That's going to provide 50 hours of tutoring for first and second graders, as well as purchase a lot of new books. So this is really exciting to see that number go up. It still needs to go up a lot more. Thank you in advance, and we know that you're going to do the right thing by helping us out tonight. Now, are you ready for another bedtime story? Up next, we have Dr. Michael Sag. He's a professor of medicine in the Division of Infectious Diseases at UAB, but according to his Twitter bio, he's a wannabe comedian. I'm noticing a theme here. We might be able to work that out, Dr. Sag. But right now, we're going to hear him read the story. It's a brand new book called Bray Bray Conquers the Coronavirus.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Mike Sag from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and I'm here to talk to you today about the coronavirus. Why? Because I'm an infectious disease doctor. I take care of people with COVID and other diseases that are transmitted from person to person. Those are called infectious diseases. And I'm thrilled to be here to present to you a brand new book that involves a guy named Bray Bray. And Bray Bray conquers the coronavirus in this book, and it's written by Ashley Maxim Mormon and illustrated by Jonah Whiteley. Let's get started. I just learned about the coronavirus. Maybe you learned about it too. Some people say it reminds them of the flu. It makes you cough and gives you a fever and sometimes makes it really hard to breathe. Some people have to go to the hospital to fight it and to get all the help they need. When I learned about it, I started feeling really down and blue until I learned that there are many things that I can do. I wonder what I can do to help myself get through this. Let's find out. I can stay at home, wash my hands, and listen to what the grown-ups tell me to do. I wonder why washing hands is important. I know it's because when we wash our hands, germs that are on our hand get washed away and prevents us from giving an infection to somebody else. That's called hand hygiene. I can even play fun games and FaceTime with my Titi too. I guess that's his grandmother. I still really miss my teachers, my friends, and going to the park. But I know that if I stay home, that I'll be doing my part. I suspect Bray Bray could go to the park as long as he kept distance from other people. But those are good general rules to follow, but they are hard to do sometimes. I'll be like a hero, kind of like the doctors and nurses and the people who work at the grocery store. They're heroes because they keep us safe and they keep food coming our way so we don't starve at home. All of them are working day and night to help keep us safe and give us enough food. But sometimes I may feel a little bit nervous about all of this and get down and blue. But I can cheer myself up by talking to my mom or dad about how I feel, or finding something fun to do. I can play with my toys and of course do my schoolwork. I can even try to watch TV or make some cool artwork. There are many cool things I can do. I feel so much better having a plan to fight the coronavirus. And maybe if you come up with a plan, you will too. So let's think about this. What can we do to help fight the coronavirus? What do you think? We said we could wash our hands. That's good. It says that we probably should stay away from large groups, like perhaps even going to crowded areas. We can do some cool things at home. We can do artwork. We can do our schoolwork. Or perhaps we can watch a cool movie or a TV show that will keep us entertained. But I think what's really important is that we feel comfortable talking to mom or dad and other grown-ups about how we feel. That's really important to getting through this. And I know that I have to talk to other people too, as a doctor, to kind of help me feel better. Because on the front lines of this coronavirus fight, it gets kind of tiring and it can be lonely sometimes. So talking to other people helps me get through this. Thanks for reading this book with me. I hope it's helped. By doing those things that the book tells us to do, especially understand what this thing is and what we can do by making a plan and talking to other people, we'll all feel better. We'll get through this. It's not going to be here forever. We're going to get it under control, hopefully very soon, but I think this will help us get through it. Thanks for listening with me.
Another great story, and thank you so much, Dr. Sag. Also, a lot of great tips as we work to all conquer COVID-19 together. So thanks again, Dr. Sag. So keep in mind, we're here for a fun night of bedtime stories. We're all in our PJs. Hopefully you are as well, and hopefully you are sharing tonight's event. So your friends and family can also donate and be part of the solution, helping some of our readers here in Birmingham with STAIR Birmingham's programming. The money you donate tonight will go to purchase books and will also go for tutoring for students. Now, last time I checked the leaderboard, I got so excited that the number was going up. I totally did not see my name on the board. So whoever is donating and crediting it to me, thank you. Such a generous donation. But keep in mind, our goal is $20,000. So whatever you can donate will go towards that total, and you'll feel good about yourself knowing that you did something to help out our kids here in Birmingham. So now I'm joined by another very special guest who is also in his PJs. I am joined now by Will Caudle. He is the president of STAIR's Junior Board and an account manager at McGriff, who is one of our sponsors tonight. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for allowing me to join you.
Of course, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for helping
Very
us
happy.
out.
Thank you so much. So talk to me about your personal connection to the STAIR program.
Sure. So STAIR for me was another avenue for me to pursue literacy advocacy. So I was a tutor for 5 years in North Carolina, and I now have a 3-year-old son who's watching right now. Hey, Otto, I love you.
Hey, Otto. I love you too.
I told you I wouldn't miss bedtime tonight. But once Otto was born, I knew I wouldn't have time to commit to be a tutor. So I started looking around and I found STAIR and I saw they had a junior board and I was like, well, I have to get involved. So that's what STAIR means to me. It allowed me to continue being an advocate for child's literacy, but also spend more time with my family. So I'm grateful for the STAIR program.
Also, can you tell us more about McGriff's community initiatives and how STAIR fits right into their programming?
Absolutely. So McGriff was actually originally founded in Birmingham as McGriff, Siebels, and Williams. And they've been involved in the community since 1886. Our key community partner is United Way, and they do a lot focusing on families meeting their basic needs and children meeting educational goals, but they also encourage us to participate within the community with other organizations who look to achieve those same goals, so STAIR fit right in with that.
Well, that just worked out for you. 2 birds, 1 stone.
That's right, yep.
So tell me more about what it is that we can do here through the program of STAIR, what STAIR is doing, and how we can all get more involved.
Yes, so right now, one of our key needs is more tutors. Like I said, I personally don't have time to tutor, and I know there's lots of folks who don't. 2 key demographics who would possibly have more time to donate to the STAIR tutoring program would be any students. So I believe you need to be 15 or 16 years old. And then also anybody who's retired and has a little extra free time and they want to help out. That's another group that we really lean on.
So if you're talking about a 15 or 16-year-old that could come out and support tutoring, that's something that would be great on a college application. And so it's a win-win situation for a young person to have that peer mentorship. You know, when you're a first or second grader, you can't imagine being 15 or 16 years old. So I'm sure they would make really great tutors. So if you're watching and you have a teenager at home and you're looking for them to get out the house and do some good, this would be a wonderful way for them to give back to the community, but also be getting ready for their future.
Couldn't have said it better, Eunice. That's right.
And that's why I said it. So now tell me, does Otto have a favorite book that he likes for you to read to him?
He has multiple books he likes for us to read to him. Right now, he's really into Dragons Love Tacos, which I believe is actually on the bookcase right
saw
there.
that over there.
My wife gave me a really hard time when I put that on our baby registry. That was like the only thing that I personally picked out was that book.
So I guess you're a big fan of Taco Tuesday and all that stuff too.
Yes.
Good to know. It's a type of person that gets excited about Tuesdays because of tacos.
That's right.
And that would be you.
I'm that guy.
Well, I'm excited because this Tuesday we're getting to hang out in our PJs. We're getting to raise money for a great cause. And you get to have a great time with us too. One of the great things you can do is donate. Hit that donate now button. And we want to see that number go up. We have a goal tonight of $20,000. And we're really excited because this number has already gone up tonight. But guess what? The night is somewhat young and we are somewhat away from our goal.
And I don't see my name anywhere up there, so I don't know if it's broken or if my people aren't watching, but if you guys are watching, get me up there. Come on.
Well, your name's on the social board, but we can't really convert your social into cash, but we can if you donate.
That's right.
And then maybe your name will make the board. I'm going to brag about my name being on the board because I completely missed it. So again, thank you for whoever donated generously in my name. Maggie Baker is still in the lead. She is at $1,243 and Jennifer Townsend at $1,000. What? That number is going up. I'm telling you, I feel like that's like, I'm trying to think of what that's like. It's not quite a game show, but it's like when that number goes up, it's like, wow, Joel Smith just overtook me.
Oh, Joel.
Congratulations,
wow.
Joel. I guess. All right. I was getting all excited, but that didn't go to my total. So make sure you click the donate button. Get my name up there. I want to take down Maggie Baker, and we want to hit $20,000. So we have a lot of special guests in addition to Will, in addition to Otto, by way of being here with Will. We also have more sponsors to thank. So let me make sure I'm taking a look at this. We have gift cards to Brick and Tin for the top winners here, and then also books to the winners. And both book winners will receive signed copies of my book, which I'll be reading later, So Much Love to Give, as well as signed copies of our next reader's publications, Ashley M. Jones. So Ashley M. Jones, you've probably heard her name recently. She's been in the news because she's Alabama's youngest and first Black poet laureate. And she's reading a very powerful story called Let the Children March. And did you know that story is set right here in Birmingham, Alabama? It's an inspiring story about the power and influence children can have around the world. So Otto, you check this one out too.
Hey everybody, my name is Ashley M. Jones and I'm the Poet Laureate of the state of Alabama. I'm actually the first Black Poet Laureate of our state and I'm also the youngest. Today I'm going to be reading Let the Children March by Monica Clark Robinson, illustrated by Frank Morrison. 1963, Birmingham, Alabama. I couldn't play on the same playground as the white kids. I couldn't go to their schools. I couldn't drink from their water fountains. There were so many things I couldn't do. One warm spring night, my family went to church. We weren't there to have regular services. We were there to hear Dr. King speak. We were there to plan. He wanted to raise an army of peaceful protesters to fight for freedom. His brown eyes flashing fire and love. Dr. King told us the time had come to march. If I march, Mama said, I'll lose my job, sure enough. I can't march, Daddy said. I got a family to feed. The weight of the world rested on our parents' shoulders, but this burden, this time, did not have to be theirs to bear. I don't have a boss to fear, my brother said, or a job to lose. We can march this time. We'll be Dr. King's army, I said. I'll be fine, Daddy, I promised. Don't worry, Mama. Dr. King didn't like children being put in harm's way. He was a daddy too, after all. But he said that though we were young, we were not too young to want our freedom. Let the children march. They will lead the way. A sunny Thursday, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, cousins and friends, we all met at the church, dressed in our best, feet ready. In a silence so loud that all I could hear was my racing heart, we began to walk. Hand in hand we marched, so frightened, yet certain of what was right for freedom. The path may be long and troubled, but I'm gonna walk on. Would I be hurt? Would we be heard? Would it all be worth it in the end? I wanted to run from the angry faces in the crowd, run from danger, run from fear. Boys and girls, brothers and sisters, cousins and friends, on and on we marched, we marched, we marched. Singing the songs of freedom, 1,000 strong we came. Hate dogged my heels all that day, its yellowed canine teeth sharp. But courage walked by my side and kept me going. Disperse or you'll be jailed, the police shouted the first day. Disperse or you'll get wet, the police shouted the second day. Disperse, or we'll release the dogs, the police shouted the third day. We did not disperse. We kept on marching. We wouldn't stop until things started to change. Hundreds of us went to jail on the first day, and even more on the second. My turn wasn't until the third day. After I was sprayed by water stronger than anything I've ever felt, rough hands pushed me forward, and I fell to my knees in the police wagon. I was going to jail. Dr. King reassured our parents. "Don't worry about your children," he said. "They're going to be all right. Don't hold them back if they want to go to jail, for they are doing a job for not only themselves, but for all of America and for all mankind." That night, crowded into a cell too small for even half of the kids, we sang, "We shall overcome, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, and freedom is coming." Our parents couldn't be there with us, but we still sang, wrapped in the proud and loving arms of our ancestors. I was still in jail, but we marched that next day, and the next, and more kids marched. The water hoses they used to sting us could not stop our fierce tide. The path may be long and troubled, but I'm gonna walk on. Turn the other cheek, we had been taught. Show love where there is hate. The world watched as hate bruised us, but for 7 days, we walked only in love. The jails swelled to bursting, and even President Kennedy took notice. Daddy said the president received letters and calls about us from all over the world. Our march would become a memory, a small part of a larger story. But we had been heard, and the seeds of revolution were sown. 2 days and nights I stayed in the jail. Some stayed even longer. But when I left, I was tired and sore, and my best dress was ripped. But my smile was as wide as the Mississippi River. I had made a difference. "I'm so proud of you, baby girl," Mama said. "Your march was what made them see." With nothing more than our feet, our voices, and courage, we had done what others could not. Change was right around the corner. We felt it like a cool breeze in an Alabama August. On May 10th, the great news rang out. Dr. King had reached an agreement with the white leaders of the city. Desegregation would begin. One month later, I was playing on a playground I'd never been allowed to play on before. 2 months later, my family ate at a diner we'd never been allowed to eat in before. Our march made a difference. We children led the way. Singing the songs of freedom, 1,000 strong we came. The end.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ashley. And that is another one of the wonderful books that you can help put in the hands of children of Birmingham by donating right now. We are so excited. We've still been seeing this number go up behind me, but we're trying to reach $20,000 tonight. So if it's $5, $10, $20, whatever you can donate, it's going to go to that number, and it's going to go to us helping to reach first and second graders here in Birmingham through STAIR of Birmingham's tutoring program, and also purchase books for them to take home. So right now we're at $15,868. My total has gone up to $700. So I want to shout myself out, and whoever is donating on my behalf, thank you. And look at who made the board. Will Caudell, Otto, Mom, thank you. Will was over here really feeling a certain kind of way that his name wasn't on the board. Will's on the board, but keep in mind, every dollar goes to STAIR of Birmingham to help our students right here. Reading is such an essential part of survival, and so anything we can do to help our young people become more confident and effective readers, we know we're helping our community as a whole. Also, if you don't feel comfortable donating online, you don't trust Beyonce's internet, we get it. You can also mail in a check. Our address is in the chat box, and you can send a check to the STAIR office, and that money will go to good use. So again, we're trying to reach $20,000 tonight before we go away. We have a few more special stories and special guests, so you still have time to donate. But don't forget, you can donate anytime, even once we are done with tonight's special event. So now it's time for our next special guest. She would like to say a few words about the importance of education and reading specifically. Miles College President Bobby Knight knows just how important it is to be able to read and how it can change your life. And she has asked to share this very important message with you this evening.
Hi, I'm Bobby Knight, president of Miles College. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, in a little neighborhood called Zion City. Every week the bookmobile came to my neighborhood, and I grew up reading and loving books. Books always provided for me a way to escape and took me to a world that I only dreamed of. It also helped me imagine new worlds, new places, new things. I often put myself in the book and made myself the characters, the lead characters in books. So I would encourage you to continue to love your reading. Read as often as you can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Knight, for sharing your time and that message with us. Keep in mind, we are trying to reach $20,000 tonight, and you can be the difference maker by donating. Did I just see my name go into third place? Thank you so much. $830. That total is now up to $15,998. I need somebody to just donate $2 right now so we can get to $16,000 before we go to our next story. I think we can do it. Maggie Baker is still in first place at $1,243. Jennifer Townsend at $1,000 in second place. And Eunice Elliott, would y'all look at that? Thank y'all so much. That just makes my heart go pitter patter. And Mo Social, Katie Baker is in first place, and Jennifer Townsend is in second place, and Lauren Barnacastle is in third place. So keep in mind, we're going to give some prizes to the folks whose names are on the board, but it all goes to a great cause, and we want you to get involved as well. So I don't know, do I have to tell a joke or sing a song to get this $2 before we get to the next? Okay, fine, you don't have to pay. I will tell a joke. Oh, never mind, we got past the $16,000. $16,013. I'll still give you a joke. I just offered to them and they liked it. Okay, so what does a nosy pepper do? Be jalapeno business, and you're welcome. You take that to the next family cookout. Okay, so we've been reading tonight, but we know here in Alabama, we love some football. We love sports. And so now our next guest reader, he knows a thing or two about football. He's a retired NFL player for the New England Patriots, but now he dedicates his time and energy to children's literacy and has even started his very own foundation to support the cause called Read with Malcolm. And he has even written 2 children's books. So tonight he joins us to read my very favorite book in the whole wide world just for us.
Are you ready to begin? Are you ready to read my very favorite book in the whole wide world? Written by me, Malcolm Mitchell, and illustrated by Michael Robertson. And I must add, the illustrations are incredible. So let's begin. Hi, I'm Henley, and this is a story about finding my very favorite book in the whole wide world. But it wasn't as easy as it sounds. Reading can be hard, you know. Henley, I understand. Once upon a time, everyone thought I hated to read, but that's just not true. In some books, the words are too big, the sentences too long, and there are way too many pages. In other books, the pictures have zero to do with cool things I like or with what's inside of me. I do try, but some books are so giant, if I stood on them, I would turn into a giant. Other books are so boring, I'd rather use them as pillows. When I'm supposed to be reading homework, I'd rather play football in the backyard. When I'm asked to read the cookbook to help make dinner, I would rather see how many grapes I can fit into my mouth. Once I took a wagon full of books to the town swimming pool to find out how good they could swim. Henley's something else, isn't he? When I tried to read books about dinosaurs, they made my brain hurt. So I gave the books back to the dinosaurs. I've tried reading books about mountains, pickles, aliens, monsters, cats chasing mice, and mice chasing cats. I even found a book about cats chasing mice up a mountain while aliens eat pickles with monsters. But none of those made reading easier or more fun. But that all changed when Mrs. Joy gave the worst homework assignment ever. Find your very favorite book in the whole wide world and bring it to school tomorrow. It can be a book about anything. Just make sure you love it because you'll be sharing it with the class. Uh-oh. The school bell sounded like 100 horns blowing in my ear. Thinking about the yucky homework assignment gave me a super headache and made my hands sweaty. Anyone's hands get sweaty when they have to read. Sometimes mine do. On the way home from school, I stopped by the mighty library hoping to find any book that could be my very favorite. My friends went into the library ahead of me. When it comes to finding books, I'm not so fast. Inside, there was a nice man sitting behind a jumbo-sized desk. I asked him if he could help me find my very favorite book in the whole wide world. Because sometimes we need help finding our favorite book. He showed me books about science and adventure and squishy animals. He flipped through the pages of books about flags, farms, and holidays. He'd found plenty of books with twisty big words, sentences as long as my legs, and pictures that tangled the pages. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. When I saw my friends in the middle of the library having fun and reading, I felt more lost than ever. Sometimes it can be lonely trying to find your very favorite book. Sometimes others may find their very favorite book faster than you, but that does not mean you won't find yours. The next place I tried was Miss Rackley's bookshop. Maybe she could help me find my favorite book. Mrs. Rackley did what she does best. She brought piles and piles of books. I looked and looked and looked, but I couldn't call any of them my very favorite book in the whole wide world. All those pages and all those words made my eyes tired. I realized it was going to take a book miracle to find my very favorite book. I grew a sad face and stomped all the way home. Poor Henley's having trouble finding his favorite book. Mama was unloading the dryer and she could tell I was having a crummy day. I told her all about the worst ever homework assignment. The librarian and Miss Rackley tried their best to help me find a book, but it was no use. I'll never find my very favorite book in the whole wide world. Oh, poor Henley. With a voice as warm as rolls from the oven, Mama said, "Henley, sometimes the best stories can be found inside ourselves." After a sweet kiss on the forehead, Mama's words lit up inside me. That's when I had a brilliant idea. The next morning, I could hardly wait for my turn to share my very favorite book in the whole wide world. Henley's frown turned upside down into a smile. Someone's happy. I stood proud as all eyes in the reading circle stared at me. Everyone thinks I hate to read, but that's not true. Yes, some words are too big and some sentences are too long, but that's not the biggest challenge. That's not my biggest challenge. Before today, I just hadn't found a book I wanted to read. I hadn't found the words or pictures or pages or sentences or subjects that showed me. So last night I wrote a book. It's called My Very Favorite Book in the Whole Wide World. It's about a big, fat, bumpy journey to finding the perfect book. The book has words and pictures and pages that show me, and that show you, me. When I started reading my book out loud for everyone to hear, I struggled. But soon my words began to flow. The pictures I drew danced off the pages. Everyone can have a very favorite book in the whole wide world, even if they have to write it. When I was done telling my story, all my classmates clapped and cheered. My teacher gave me a gold star on my homework assignment. And that, my friends, that is the truth. That's my very favorite book in the whole wide world. I really hope you enjoy it, and I hope you continue your journey to find your very favorite book in the whole wide world if you haven't already. If you have found your very favorite book, I encourage you to help someone else find their favorite book. I want to encourage you to continue to read because I believe reading unlocks our potential and allows us to accomplish all of our dreams. So keep reading. I'm Malcolm. I hope you enjoyed the book, and if you ever need me, please find me.
Thank you so much for that, Malcolm. That was pretty cool. So now is my time of the evening to thank our sponsors, because when we have events like this, it really takes the community effort to put something like this on. So we want to thank Regions, McGriff, Pulmonary Care Services, and Barnes & Noble. And again, thank you to all of you who have already donated. Thank you for those of you who are about to donate right now as I speak. And I'm sure as I turn around, I will see that board going up. Our goal tonight is $20,000. We have reached $16,538. Thank you so much. Every single dollar will go to support the STAIR Birmingham programming. You can also go to the website and learn more about becoming a tutor. Tutors are definitely needed. So you might not have any cash on hand, but you might have some time that you can help out some of our first and second grade readers here in Birmingham. So we're still taking another look at the leaderboard. Maggie Baker is holding strong at $1,243. Jennifer Townsend at $1,000. And yes, that is Eunice Elliott, the one you know and love. That's her in third place at $830. Thank you so much for donating in my name. And then we also have a competition going right now for Katie Baker, Jennifer Townsend, and Lauren Barnacastle. They're competing for most social. And so you're going to see prizes for the top fundraiser and for the most social. I think, is it time for us to talk about who's already won these prizes so far? We'll go ahead and do it. The night is, we're running a little low on time. So we're going to go ahead and award Maggie Baker as a top fundraiser. And she is winning the Brick and Tin gift card, as well as a copy of my book, So Much Left to Give, that I'm about to read. And also copies of Ashley M. Jones' book. And congratulations to Katie Baker, who is most social. She will also be receiving a gift card to Thank You Books and a copy of my book, as well as Ashley M. Jones' book. So thank you all for so much for everything you've done and everything you will continue to do for tonight's event and for STAIR of Birmingham in general. So keep in mind, you can still donate. We're about to wrap up this particular event, but that number can still go up thanks to you. And again, thanks already if you have already donated. Now, we have a very special reader coming up. You may have heard of him. You probably haven't. But if you have, you might call him Sir Charles. Yeah, I'm talking about Charles Barkley. He's a Leeds native. He's an Auburn grad, former NBA player, and current analyst on NBA on TNT Tonight. And tonight, Charles Barkley is joining us and is reading a very sweet story called All of Us Let's take a listen.
Hey, boys and girls, Charles Barkley here. And if you go to Auburn, you're going to learn how to read. The book is called All of Us by Karen Berger. When your heart is heavy and your step unsure, when the winds are wild and the path unclear, don't fear the night, so dark and vast, or the hazy future, or the stormy past. Know that I am here, as steady as a stone. We are stronger together than we are alone. Hope and light will always prevail. For love wins. Love will never fail.
Thank you so much, Charles. As an Alabama grad, I will say Roll Tide. But you know what? Tonight we are having a shared cause. We can come together for STAIR of Birmingham. And so whether you're an Alabama fan, Roll Tide, or you're an Auburn grad like Charles Barkley, it'll be okay. We want your money tonight. This is the time for you to donate because we're down to our last story and our last story reader. And I'm so excited because that is me. I have written a children's book, a couple of books, called Sugar Loves Bella. And Sugar is my dog, Bella is my dog. And I want to tell you why I wrote this book before I read it to you. But while I'm getting ready to read the book to you, don't forget, wow, we got the number going up. We're up to $17,038. You still have time to donate. All of this money is going to purchase books that these kids can take home to practice reading and learn to read, but also provide tutoring for our young people here in Birmingham. So I'm really big on social media. You might have seen me on Facebook. And what I have found on social media is so many people find ways to be mad at each other when really we should be finding ways to enjoy each other and be friends. So this story was born out of the fact that I had these two puppies. I would share their pictures on social media, and everybody that didn't like each other, whether it was Alabama or Auburn, or you put sugar in your grits or salt, they all came together to say, oh, we love your puppies. So I decided to use my puppies to tell stories about how we could all be friends. This first book is called So Much Love to Give, written by Eunice G. Elliott, that would be me, and illustrated by Jake Walden. And also, each book is autographed by Sugar and Bella as well. Sugar loved to run. Sugar loved to play with her toys. Sugar loves to sleep in her bed. But Sugar got lonely. Sugar had so much more love to give. One day, Mommy brought home a surprise for Sugar. What could it be? The surprise was a puppy named Bella. Sugar looked at Bella. They looked so different. Sugar was big and Bella was small. Sugar's hair was long, Bella's hair was short. They were even different colors. Sugar and Bella were so different, how would they ever get along? But were they really so different? Bella loved to run, and Bella loved to play with her toys. Bella loved to sleep on her bed. Bella had so much love to give. Now, Sugar and Bella love running together, and they love playing with their toys together, and they love sleeping in their bed together. Sugar and Bella loved each other so much, they never thought about how they were different again. And in each book, you have some pages where you can color your very own Sugar and Bella, however you would like to see them. And I'm really excited about this book, and there's a picture of Sugar and Bella on the back of each book, And their second book is already out as well. It's called Being Different is Fun. It talks about all the ways they are different, but how it helps their friendships out. So hopefully young people and some adults will get the message of how we're all the same. We all just want to run and take naps and eat. So I'm going to bring back Karen and Will. We're going to talk about, this number has gone up since I've been reading. We've made it to $18,588. Thanks again so much to our sponsors. But do you have some final words or some final calls to action for anyone who's viewing or anyone who's been shared with?
Well, maybe another joke from you.
What? Okay, fine, if I must. I tried this one on you earlier. What do you call a belt made out of watches? A waste of time. She asked for it, but I mean, you asked me.
Help us out, everybody. Let's get to that 20,000.
Wait, are you saying? Wait. Let me see. Are you asking people to donate so I stop telling jokes, or donate because I'm telling jokes? Because there's a different motivation there.
Of course, it's for the children.
Oh, okay, it's for the kids. Okay, whatever works. We've got really close to our goal of $20,000 tonight. How does that make you feel, and what can we do?
Oh, I feel great. Again, please consider volunteering. The more volunteers we have, the more kids we can serve. We do have some children on our waiting list. We have greatest need is at Sun Valley Elementary and Restoration Academy, but we also have some virtual tutoring opportunities. So please check it out and consider tutoring. And we will keep the donations coming even after the event's over tonight. So feel free, if you're even watching this on a rerun, you can still give.
Will, any final words to Otto?
Yeah, Otto's beating almost all of my friends in donations right now. And he's a 3-year-old child, guys. Come on.
Come on, Will's friends.
Get me up there.
Friends of Will, get him up here on the leaderboard. Congratulations again to Maggie Baker as being the top fundraiser this evening and Katie Baker as most social. Now, as Karen just mentioned, there are virtual opportunities to support these kids. I was asking about that, but there's also an in-person need. And so it's not a real big time commitment. If someone is still a little bit on the fence of possibly signing up as a tutor, can you tell me a little bit more about the time commitment that's involved in doing that?
Sure. It's, well, we ask our tutors to volunteer either 1 or 2 afternoons a week. It's from about 3:30 to 4:30. And so it's just an hour. And you can choose to just do 1 or 2 days. And we have a variety of sites across the city. So whatever's convenient to where you work or where you live, we have lots of options for you.
I love it. So again, thank you for donating. You can still click donate. We hope you guys have enjoyed these bedtime stories from our special readers. Thank you so much for all of my special guests, including Nicholas and Ava. They kind of got the party started. And I have so enjoyed being a part of your evening. Thank you so much for getting me in 3rd place. Whoever donated and credited it to my name, you can still keep donating. And STAIR Birmingham, thank you again for letting me be a part of this special evening. Do we have any other parting words before we let people go actually use their PJs and go to bed?
Why do elephants paint their toenails red?
Why?
So they can hide in cherry trees.
You know what, Karen, you did not run that past me. I guess we'll end it there. Thank you.
But Eunice, what is the loudest noise in the jungle?
I have a feeling I might know.
Good.
You did.
Did you hear the joke?
The elephant falling out the cherry tree?
No, giraffes eating from cherry trees. Sorry, I threw that in there without warning you.
I know, we're like, what?